this video I'm just basically going to be doing some little talks about all the Facebook groups that are there to help you in the fish keeping hobby. Right, so I am in a lot of different Facebook groups, mainly to do with fish, being as I'm a fish keeper. But I'm going to put a list of all the different ones you'll see. I'm going to put them about here, and I'm going to tell you obviously what they are, what they consist of, and the kind of things that they support you in. So there's a lot of groups out there which can help you by basically educating you, whether you're new and you're struggling, or you don't know, or the shops are giving you rubbish advice and you're losing your fish, or whether you're experienced and you just still want to learn different bits, or you're old school so you're trying to learn the up-to-date stuff, or you just want to be there to help and educate the newcomers into the hobby. That's what these groups are here for. There's plenty of different ones, and yes, in every group there's always going to be the trolls. Me, for example, I'm an admin on a Fish Keeping for Beginners UK group, so of course me and two other guys are there to basically just sift through and keep an eye out on the posts and make sure there's no griefing, there's no abuse and things like that. So of course, yeah, there's like over 11,000 people in our group, so that's where the group members then come in and they help us as well by reporting all these abusive posts that really there is no need for them. So of course that narrows it down, and our group has done that much so far that we've just even had to recruit another admin. So we've now got 4 admins in our group, which has got over 11,000 members in it anyway. So you know, we all need help, and we're not afraid to admit it. When it becomes a lot, you recruit more people. I know 4 against 11,000 plus is a bit against the odds, but to be fair, it's fairly easy run when all the members help look after the group as well. There's other groups where you just feel stupid, or you feel like you can't ask a question because you're going to get abused for it. Well, in some of these groups, like our group, there is no stupid question. Yes, there is what would seem like a stupid question to us, but because we're the more experienced ones, but to you it's a genuine question. So that's why these groups are there, so that we can help each other and we can like boost each other along. And then there's also the groups for like the rehoming. Now you'll see there's the fish welfare group that also do like rehoming schemes and things like that. I myself am a part of a rehoming scheme, so of course, as you've seen in, I'll show you this photo now of the tinfoil barbs. Now a lot of my fish are what I've rehomed, so of course if there's people out there that the fish are getting bullied, or they're incompatible with other tank mates, they've got too big, or you just want to have a change on your fish, or you've had to close it down, medical reasons. There are hundreds of reasons why people will want to change their fish or give their fish away. Like for example, some people will give them away because they're bred and then they're just getting aggressive and things like that, or they're a tank only species. So again, a lot of my fish, probably about 90% of the fish I've got in here, are what I've rehomed from other people. It's very, very rare I'll find that I want to sell some fish on or give some fish away or something like that, because a lot of the fish I like to keep myself. All depends on my tank space. Now if I find that I've got fish coming in that I can't myself house or look after, I've got a handful of different people that I know are doing the same thing. I've got decent sized tanks or empty tanks that are doing the same kind of rehoming scheme. So there is a group of us that work together, and yeah, some of the time we can sit there, we can say, right, okay, we'll take these fish off, yeah, some of them we'll want to keep, some of them will like move on to somebody else, some of them will sell on. At the end of the day, we need to kind of like make money to pay for this fish hobby. The electric and stuff doesn't pay for itself, so that's the way I make my money. I'll sometimes sell some fish, or I mainly just sell like equipment, or I'll get 3 or cheap tanks, clean them up, sell them on. At the end of the day, that's the way I pay for my hobby. I don't go out drinking, I don't go out smoking or socialising, like that kind of thing that it costs me a fortune. All my money goes into the fish hobby. And yeah, I do YouTube videos like this, but I don't get paid for them, so that's where I need to make my money somehow. But yeah, there are plenty of groups out there they all have the same kind of rules, like no abuse, no spamming, no criticising other people and things like that. All kind of be polite, be helpful. If you ain't got something nice to say, don't say anything. Simple as that. But yeah, there are always these people out there that are willing to help you, and there are always those newbies or people that have had fish years ago and come back and don't know what's going on or can't remember how to do it. And as I say, there's old school people that everything's changed, like doing your water tests and things like that, and your maintenance, and you know, all the usual stuff that comes with the hobby, the tank sizes, the parameters, blah blah blah. So of course that's where everybody's there to help each other. That's what these groups are here for. So don't be afraid to use them. Don't be afraid to ask the questions, because there's always going to be somebody there. And if most groups are like my group or like me, we have zero tolerance. So if you ask a question that seems stupid to you, or somebody wants to try and abuse it, you report it, or if we see it first, they're gone. I myself, I'm letting in probably about 200 members a week to our group, and then I'm kicking out about 10 a week, because there's people out there that think it's fine to just abuse the newbies or abuse people's pictures. If somebody puts a picture up of their tank and you think it's not appropriate, or this fish or that fish, mention it to them. Don't abuse them about it, just speak to them about it, and then that way they can learn, or it can go by the personalities. Let's take a betta fish for example. Female bettas, you know, can go together fine. Male bettas, you know, can't. But the male betta is where it's specific, so it goes to the temperament. You've got the male bettas like mine that can go into a community tank and they're fine, but I've also had and seen other male bettas that can't go in because they'll either attack the other fish or be attacked by the other fish. So yeah, it can go by the temperament. I, for example, have got a turtle in my fish tank, which you've seen before. He's a reef turtle. He's about, say, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches. I've had him since he was tiny. Now, he's okay with my fish. He gets along with my fish. He's never had a problem. I've had map turtles in here that have never had a problem. But then I've had the big turtles that haven't been with fish before, and if they see fish, they think food. So again, it goes by the temperament of the fish or the turtle. It's not necessarily, okay, I've got a turtle in my tank, he can do the same, because mine may be fine, but his might eat the fish. Every fish, every turtle is just the same as every person. We're all different. We all have our own little quirks and personalities and attitudes and things like that. So that's another thing to keep in mind. When you're doing the rehoming scheme, you need to take a few things into consideration. Not only for the people that are buying fish in the first place, you need to do your research. You need to make sure, is this fish compatible with my tank? Is my tank compatible with this fish? Have I got the right tank mates? Have I got the right parameters? How big is it going to grow? What does it eat? You know, yeah, all these things come into these different scenarios. So these are the things you need to consider. So it's like if somebody turns around to me and says, right, I've bought a goldfish, he's got too big for the tank, I can't afford to get a new tank, can you take him? I'll sit there and I'll, like, what's the word? I'll basically calculate what I've got, what I need. So I can't take any more goldfish because I've got one tank specific for goldfish and there's already enough in there. So I know I can't take any more goldfish. Same with things like complex. People will buy them and not realise how big they actually get. So of course then you've got several people, oh, please take this, please take that, because they haven't done the research first. So I will take a fish in if I can take it in. If I can't do the fish good or justice, then I'll ask some of my friends, have you got the space for it? If they haven't, I'm sorry, you'll have to ask somebody else. There's plenty of us out there that are happy to take on the fish to rehome them. So there's them people that will sell the fish or hold it to try and sell it even though it's in harm. So it's like, for example, these 2 tinfoil barbs that I've got, let's say yesterday. Now they were getting battered. From as far as I know, he could have wanted to sell them and he would have held them and let them get battered until somebody decided, I'm going to buy them. But he didn't do that. He saw that the fish was in harm, and he said, can you come and take these fish for me? You can have them for free as long as they're going to get a new home. Now they've gone from a cramped 4-foot cichlid tank with all different sorts in there that, in my personal opinion, really shouldn't have been mixed, because a lot of them will get too big and things like that. But he's took that choice and he says, right, these are too big, they're getting picked on, can you take them? And now they've got much more space, and they're actually healing because they've lost some scales, they've gone a bit cloudy in the colour, the fins nipped. So I'm using the Mealifix to try and build them back up again. And they're a great addition to my tank. So things like that, I ain't going to sell them on. I love them. They're like a big feature fish of that tank, and the parrots get along with them fine. So that's just basically going to wrap it all up. I just wanted to put out there for all the newbies, for all the experienced, there are these Facebook groups out there that will help you. As I said, if you're in a group and you find that you're scared to put a post out there because somebody's going to abuse it, don't be. If they abuse it, you report it, you let the admin sort it. If the admins aren't going to look after their page or get rid of the nuisance people, you leave the page, you find a better one. The amount of people that have gone from some of the fish groups to our one because the other ones are just really abusive and the admins can't keep up with it, it's absolutely phenomenal. Now we do have, say, like a 6-month minimum thing on the group, so if your Facebook account is less than 6 months old, we ain't going to accept you, because we don't want fake accounts and spamming and things like that. It's nothing personal against people. We can't say, oh, everybody's the same. It could genuinely be a brand new person to fish keeping that has just had to make a Facebook account to help, but we're not going to take that risk. So that's the reason that a lot of the groups, they won't accept less than, say, 6-month-old accounts, because it's just too much hassle. We want to look after all the people we can, and it just kind of cuts out half the work for us if we've then got to monitor them people to make sure they're not spamming and annoying all our good people, if that makes sense. A couple of the main reasons that I'm doing these videos is not only to say like a thank you and make some awareness to all those Facebook groups that do allow me to help post these videos and to help get my subscribers up. I know not a lot of people in these groups will watch these videos or any of my other ones, but for those that do, thank you very much. For those that support the groups and help them out, thank you very much. But I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. As per usual, please make sure you can like, subscribe and hit that bell. Every view, every subscription, all helps. As I say, I don't get paid, it just motivates me. It means people are actually watching and enjoying my videos. So again, thank you very much. For those that leave the comments, for those that hit the thumb bell, I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So take care, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.